are the pros and cons of living in Roanoke City?
Hey, Hal and Kris here with Cone Realtor Group. Thanks for stopping by to check out our latest video. If you find value in this content, please make sure you like and subscribe.
And if you're thinking about buying a home here, please give us a call. We'd be honored to be your realtor. I'm so excited, y'all, because today we get to talk about my hometown. I was born and raised right here in Roanoke City.
That's right.
In the Wasena area. And like you were joking, I couldn't wait to leave, but then I couldn't wait to get back.
We absolutely love being here in the Roanoke Valley for sure.
I didn't really appreciate it until I was gone, and then now I appreciate it more. But anyways, today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of living right here in Roanoke City, Virginia. And if you're considering a move to Roanoke, this video is for you. Be sure to stay to the end where we get to the cons as well.
That's right. And you know, we have been helping people throughout the world move to the amazing Roanoke Valley and especially Roanoke City. So we've helped people from Pacific Northwest, from Texas, Arizona, California, Florida, Germany, England, all over the place that have desired to move here. And one of the reasons they have it in their sights is because of the fact of high walkability, you've got great history, and awesome amenities right here in Roanoke City.
And what I like is that the region consistently finds itself on the top 10 lists, like best place to raise an outdoor family in 2023. Wow. And it's been voted America's East Coast mountain biking capital of the world.
Woo-wee.
And there's so much more. So be sure to check out our video on Roanoke awards and accolades, because there's quite a few.
So where in the world is Roanoke City? Well, it's in the southwest part of Virginia, sitting in a valley that's cradled by the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous. One of the most precious, beautiful places you'll be in the city itself, looking up to Mill Mountain Star, looking up to the actual Blue Ridge Mountains. We have some of the most gorgeous sunsets in the world.
And it sounds like you're being verbose and really painting this bold picture, but you know what? It's been tested. We had clients that came here that were like, we weren't sure we believed what you said, and we stayed here, and it was true. What you were saying is true. So it's not perfect, but it is just beautiful here, and a lot of people, when they come here, they realize it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we're going to toot our own horn, but it's actually legit. So, you know, downtown Roanoke City, you know, it's surrounded by urban neighborhoods. City varies in character, and it's got tons of amenities depending on where you are in Roanoke City proper.
Yeah, so let's talk about the population, because when we talk about Roanoke in a lot of our videos, we're talking about the entire Roanoke Valley, and that's about 300,000 people, and that's 7 counties and municipalities. So Roanoke City proper is right around 100,000 people, and we like to call it kind of the Goldilocks city because it's not too big, it's not too small, it's just right.
And we got a video on that too, so make sure you check out that video on Goldilocks.
Yes, but today we're gonna dive into everything Roanoke City: education, cost of living, outdoor life, community, things to do, and sports.
So let's go.
All right, well, let's start with the pros, because I always like hearing good news first.
Yes, absolutely, yes. So make sure you stay to the end for the cons. So we're going to start off with the pros.
Yeah, the first category is going to be education, because we work with a lot of families, and education is high on their list. But be sure that you do your own research and find out what's best for your family. There's a lot of resources like School Digger, Niche, great schools, even mommy and daddy groups on Facebook.
Yeah, and one of the pros of living in Roanoke City is going to be the public school system, because of the fact that there's over 13,000 students there. There's a lot of diversity within the education system as well, and you've got schools that cater to different educational needs,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely, yeah, and we're talking about 17 elementary schools, 5 middle schools, and 2 high schools, one of which I'm a product of. Go Patriots. And then there's also 4 alternative schools, including Roanoke Valley Governor School for Science and Technology and the Roanoke Technical Education Center.
And it's worth mentioning that the Roanoke Valley Governor School is consistently ranked as one of the top high schools in the state.
Yeah.
And you actually had a friend of yours, your best friend, graduate from there, right?
Kelly graduated from there, and she is mad smart. She's actually so smart, She went to Georgia Tech and is now like a chief engineer in Georgia.
Well, I was going to say, except for the fact she went to Georgia Tech, we love her. The Georgia Tech thing we have to like overlook because she's such a great person, but Georgia Tech, no, go Dogs.
So let's talk about graduation rate for Roanoke City Public Schools. It's hovering right around 89%, which is in line with the Virginia average.
Yeah, and let's talk about higher education a little bit. Right in Roanoke City, we've got Virginia Western Community College that has over 12,000 students, and over half of those students are from Roanoke City or Roanoke County, and it offers over 23 associate degree programs, and it's grown massively over the last few years, right?
Yeah, I really have enjoyed over the years and the decades watching how Virginia Western Community College has grown. It's gotten quite a presence, and what they offer for students is phenomenal. It's really a great stepping stone too to a 4-year degree if that's what you're pursuing. So it's wonderful. It has a lot of programs, and one of my favorite places to go is their community arboretum if you're interested in a little picnic, or even weddings happen there. It's a beautiful spot.
And it's tucked away. It's like it's in the city, but you get to the garden, you feel like you're miles away even though you're like 2 minutes from towers.
It's beautiful.
Let's talk about the second pro when it comes to people moving to Roanoke City or living in Roanoke City. That's going to be the cost of living, right? So according to bestplaces.net, the cost of living in Roanoke City is about 8.5% lower than the national average. So savings of 8.5% is critical and huge.
Yeah, I mean, that can go a long way. And when we talk about cost of living, we're talking about a bunch of different categories like housing, healthcare, groceries, childcare, many more. We have lots of videos on those too.
Yeah, so check those out. And when we're talking about housing, you know, the fact that our average price point in Roanoke City is around $200,000 as far as the actual sales price. Rent's about $800 to $900 a month.
But don't let that fool you. I mean, we have some homes into the millions, but the median price point is around 200s.
Jump into number 3 pro for moving to Roanoke City or living in Roanoke City, and that is going to be outdoor life and outdoor amenities. We have tons of opportunities in the city itself.
Yeah, for an urban town, this is pretty amazing what you can do. Listen in. We've got Mill Mountain right in the heart of downtown. So you're looking right up to this beautiful mountain, and alas, there is a gorgeous man-made illuminated star, which is very iconic to the Roanoke Valley. It's the largest man-made star in the world.
Yeah, and what else can you do up there besides look at the actual star itself?
Well, you can hike up there on your lunch hour. You can hang out, look at the overlooks. There's also wildflower trails, hiking, biking trails, picnic spots, and a zoo and a discovery center.
Yeah, and that's like right in the heart of the city. You look at Corulla, the hospital, look behind it, you got Mill Mountain right there. So that's super cool. And then we're also, speaking of mountains, we're surrounded by the Blue Ridge Mountains, and because of that, we've got access to over 600 miles of hiking and biking trails here in the Roanoke Valley from Roanoke City.
Yeah, and I love talking about greenways because we have an extensive 26-mile paved trail that runs along the Roanoke River. I mean, how beautiful is that? People enjoy walking, running, biking on there. There's always something going on, lots of dogs and activities, fishing in the river. But it's just so beautiful because there's different scenes and scenic areas and different routes. Like, you've heard me say this before. One of the things that I recommend to clients coming in, I'm like, go to Roanoke Mountain Adventures, rent a bike, or even a tube. You can get tube down the river, but rent a bike and then have lunch at the Green Goat. Enjoy that, hop on your bike down. You'll see parks tucked along the Greenway Trail, and you'll just enjoy the vistas of Roanoke City. And you can end up at Blue Cow ice cream, which is amazing. Treat yourself, bike back, and you've had a great day.
Yeah, and then if you want to do some rock climbing, you want to get inside to cool off and get some exercise, rock climbing's right there in Wasena as well. So, I mean, if you're an outdoor enthusiast, you're gonna love it in Roanoke City. And speaking of that, we've got the Roanoke River Blueway, which is a 45-mile water trail that flows through the heart of Virginia's Blue Ridge, right? So you've got, goes through Roanoke City, Roanoke County, the city of Salem, town of Vinton, and Franklin County. So it is a 45 miles worth of waterway for you to play in each and every day if you choose. So you can get off work, have your kayak on top of your car or in your truck, throw it in and get a good kayak in or canoe in the afternoon or early morning.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I love seeing those pictures too that has the kayaker and he's just going down the Roanoke River and then you see the city skyline all around. I mean, that's a pretty dynamic shot that you have access to that right here. So quality of life, outdoor living, it's all right here.
Your fourth pro for moving or living in Roanoke City is going to be a strong sense of community. You know, we've got a population of around 100,000 people, which is going to make it easy for you to get plugged in and connected and to build that community while you're here.
Definitely. You got to have friends.
Mm-hmm.
What I really like is that, you know, even though it's a little slower here, a lot of people, you got to prep yourself for that. We're not a major metropolitan area where people are go, 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 go. I mean, certain lifestyles, what stage you're in, things like that does matter, but our pace is a little bit slower and I feel like it's a lot more friendly. We keep hearing that from people that are relocating here from other places, or like me, if you're native to this area and you go somewhere else, you're like, oh, they were not nice, or that city was generally not kind. So I really like how Southern hospitality is pretty alive and well here. And you know, I think a lot of it stems from the fact that we have a pretty active lifestyle with our citizens. You know, we talked about outdoor living and quality of life, and also with it being a strong healthcare focus in our community, I think that helps with the general attitude of people.
Yeah. Having that vitamin D from the sun, getting outside, being active, movement is key for those endorphins, right? Science nerd here. But, you know, it allows you to get out and meet other people so you can actually build friends and relationships. And, you know, some other ways to do that besides just being outside in the beautiful outdoors is through, like, interest groups, you know, libraries are around here, the parks and rec trips and activities.
Yeah.
That whenever I look at those brochures, I'm like, man, I need to sign up for that. It looks like so much fun.
We've got to retire first.
That's right.
To be able
that's
to enjoy
right,
that.
Yeah. But some of those are even like trips up to snowshoe for
Yes,
for
that's
skiing and those types of things through the parks and recs. And then you've also, of course, you've got volunteer opportunities because there's tons of nonprofits that are always needing help. So if you've got a mission and a cause that you're passionate about, you're going to be able to find that in Roanoke City and be able to actually contribute and volunteer at those organizations.
And I really like, too, the business environment here in Roanoke City because there is more of a push and a movement to appreciate small businesses and to shop local, eat local. You know, Restaurant Week is really big, and we like to take advantage of that. But I like that they're encouraging entrepreneurs to build community and to make Roanoke what it is.
Keeping the happy and positive vibes going, number 5 is going to be things to do as far as pros for living in Roanoke City. And you can check out all of the videos that we actually already have on our channel. And then make sure you check out visitRoanokeVA.com as well as RoanokeOutside.com to find out a ton of stuff to do here in Roanoke City.
I love their search functions too. You can check out what's going on this weekend, each day, so check those out.
And they actually have some itineraries on there too, I think. So
yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
like
super
those.
cool websites that are going to be super beneficial for you as you're planning your trip, and we can give you some insight too.
Absolutely. So let's talk about entertainment, arts, and culture. We have a lot. Depending on what you're interested in, we probably have it. But Taubman Museum of Art is certainly one of our favorites. We just took our family to see the Claude Monet exhibit, and it was immersive, and we saw real original works of art right here in Roanoke at the Taubman. It was outstanding.
It was, and there was a big line. I mean, so lots of people were getting their culture on that
awesome.
day and taking in Monet here in Roanoke City. Yes.
It was great. And then we have Science Museum of Western Virginia, Roanoke Symphony Orchestra, Mill Mountain Theater, even the historic Grandin Theater, which is a beautiful theater tucked right into the heart of Grandin Village. There's so much to do, y'all. I mean, you can't name them all.
Yeah, and the Grandin Theater, they just went over like this massive renovation where they're actually doing not only movies, but they're actually doing like live performances as well. So I just saw an ad for that the other day, so that's super cool.
Yes.
And then we're approaching now, we've just hit spring, going into summer, so we've got lots of live music options. They're going to be coming available to you and to us here in Roanoke City. We're looking forward to going to Dr. Pepper Park, where we've got like tribute bands, that type of thing. Just a super cool spot to go on a Friday night. You've got Elmwood Amphitheater, which is in downtown Roanoke for a music venue. And then you've got Berglund Center, which has a civic center and a performance art area where you can actually see some national and international acts. We're on that 81 corridor going up to New York. So basically what happens is Roanoke gets the opportunity to have massive, huge bands and names here because of that 81 corridor. So you get to see some great musicians there.
Yeah, and Elmwood Park is drawing in a lot of attention too, so
Yes.
I've been pleased to see that. And there's just a variety of community events and festivals throughout the year. Just a few off the top of my head are like the Greek Festival, Local Colors is always a great one, Craft Beer Festival, and also Strawberry Fest is coming up, yum, and Go Fest. This is a growing festival, all celebrating outdoor living, outdoor lifestyle activities. It's so much fun.
Yeah, people camp in the city of Roanoke proper, so it's pretty stinking cool. And I think they actually shut down some of the streets last year. They changed the venue, so with that, it's like she said, it continues to grow.
Yes.
Pretty impressive.
It's wonderful.
You got to come check it out.
Another pro of living in Roanoke City is going to be the sports action. I think that there's a thriving sports community with opportunities in a bunch of different sports for both youth and adults, which is awesome.
Yeah, so let's talk about the competitive nature of the high school sports, right? So that's one of the things that, people are always interested in sports at the high school level,
Yes.
I feel like. Especially me being a past coach, that's important to me for sure.
Absolutely.
So with that, it's like there is a very strong tradition at the high school level here in Roanoke City where there's been several championships won at the state level. So you're going to have competitive, good sports in Roanoke City.
Great athletes, and football is big here. So Friday Night Lights is alive and well.
Not the same as Georgia.
I know it's not the same as Georgia.
I'm just saying.
But we still have great football.
Yes,
here.
we do. Yes.
But let's talk about hockey. We actually have a hockey team here in Roanoke City. Lots of fun to watch. It's the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs, and it's a Southern Professional Hockey League. When we went to a couple of games, it's really fun. It's very loud, and it's
They've got
lots
cowbells going the whole time.
lights and action. I'm like, woo, and you really get into it, but it's a lot of fun to go watch.
Yeah, and in Roanoke City itself, it hosts the Blue Ridge Marathon, which is known as America's toughest road marathon. Whenever I trained for a marathon many moons ago, I went up and down some hills in Atlanta, and then I chose San Diego because it's supposed to be pretty flat, but I refused. There's no way I would do the one here. So you folks who actually do the Blue Ridge Marathon, kudos, well done.
And the half marathon. Yeah,
exactly.
Great job.
Yeah, and then you've got the Carolian Clinic Ironman 70.3, Virginia's Blue Ridge Triathlon, and the USA Cycling Amateur Road National Championship. What a mouthful, but there's lots of cycling, tons of events like that to actually compete in here in Roanoke City.
So those are all really big events, but I want you to also know that there's smaller, more frequent events that the community holds and hosts.
Community.
I know. Yeah, so whether you're training for said ridiculously hard marathon or you just want to get your physical fitness on, you can join places like Fleet Feet has running events that partner with local businesses. And I was just checking this out. So on RoanokeOutside.com, Old Salem Brewery Thursday Road Ride. How cool is that? And then there's a coffee club walk run with Runabout. So there's so much to do that you can walk, run, bike together and really build physical fitness as well as community.
The seventh pro for living in Roanoke City or moving here is going to be housing. We're divided into 49 individually defined neighborhoods.
That's a lot.
Which is a lot more than I anticipated.
Yeah.
But if you look at the grid, you look at Roanoke City proper, 49 individually defined neighborhoods where you're going to find walkable urban neighborhoods like Grandin Village, Old Southwest, South Roanoke, and Wasena, which are part of that 49.
You know what? I had a great client, Beth, send me some of the historic documentation on how our neighborhoods formed and developed over the years. And it was so fascinating to read. So that was really cool. But we do have a variety of housing options from grand historic homes to modern apartments. And a lot of them are traditional built homes. And what that means in some areas, just FYI, because you need to know, some still don't have air conditioning. My house growing up still does not have any air conditioning, and my parents are cool with that.
Well, no. They got like a window unit in their bedroom
That doesn't count.
for the summer, and then we actually had them put in a ductless unit
Yeah.
on the main level, so we actually get some coolness in the living room now.
Yes, I mean, it works really well, but I'm still saying they don't have a whole house AC and heat.
No.
But anyways, it's different, right? So if you're not used to that, heads up on that. Also, a lot of these urban areas, you're probably going to have on-street parking or off-street with a driveway, maybe a carport if you're lucky. That's not everywhere, but it is in some places. And another funny thing that some people aren't used to are basements. So we do have a lot of basements in the area, but it's really neat to see how people have taken these older homes and more traditional homes and renovated them, brought them up to modern standards, and still keep that character intact. So they're beautiful.
Yeah, and if you remember earlier, we were talking about cost of living, housing affordability here, like we are lower average sales price than most of the nation, than a lot of Virginia as well. So from that perspective, we do have fairly affordable housing. However, if our quote affordable housing does not fit into your wheelhouse and your budget, the Roanoke City does have some housing assistance programs that can help you and your family find affordable housing. So there are opportunities for that as well.
Well, y'all know we love Roanoke, but we do have to bring you some cons because, as I mentioned, there is no perfect place.
No.
Yes, cons. Wah, wah,
Okay.
wah. But there's a relatively low median household income, which is around $41,000 compared to the national average of about $62,000.
Yeah, and that's Roanoke City. And while we're talking about that, the other thing we have to talk about is there's a higher crime rate in Roanoke City than the Virginia state average. However, we always recommend you do your research, like figure out areas, figure out types of crimes, that type of thing. You can go to crime mapping, you can go to spot crime. There's tons of resources for you to be able to access and make an informed decision on where in Roanoke City you would feel safe.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the job market. The job market is relatively small, and the good news is that we have a pretty low unemployment rate of about 3.6%, but the primary industries that you're going to find work in are going to be healthcare, education, and manufacturing.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a job here, you can transfer with some organizations. We have lots of people that have moved here for Wells Fargo. You've got, Carillion, you've got the lab over there, you've got the hospital.
Lewis Gale.
You got Lewis Gale. So, you are going to have opportunities for jobs, and it's going to be primarily in those industries. Yeah, and so, traffic.
Nobody likes traffic.
No, and it's like traffic is like not fun. However, we don't have it awful all the time. During peak hours, yes, you're going to have some traffic issues like anywhere, but it's still not that bad. But especially on Interstate 581, which connects the south side of town over to I-81 interchange north, so that's kind of a throughfare. That does get busy during the peak hours in the morning and the afternoon, so be aware that 581 does have some congestion at times. And then what about other places?
Towers. Towers in the rush hour.
Put your patience cap on if you're going to Towers, because
Towers is a shopping center.
Crazy over there.
Yeah, it's a shopping center with an upper level and lower level, and there's a lot of vendors there, a lot of retail, restaurants, and grocery stores. But that parking lot gets crazy, right? I just avoid it during rush hour.
Yeah, and then I think one thing we might have missed right here whenever we're talking about is like weather, right? It's like some people love the Four Seasons, right? So we've got Four Seasons around here. However, it's like some people are like, man, it got colder than I thought it was going to, or it got hotter during the summer, right? So, just be aware. It could be a con. We actually enjoy having all four seasons and having some extreme in each season.
Yeah, and that's the point. I think it's all relative. It's compared to what? If you're living in the desert or you're living in a high crime community, all this is going to be relative. So do your research. Hopefully that this information is helping too. But it is funny, most people do move here because of the Four Seasons in particular, and the lower crime rate and the job opportunities. So while we're framing these as cons, because they certainly are to some people, other people think they're an advantage.
As a previous educator, this one kind of hits home with me, and it could be a con depending upon what area of Roanoke City you live in. There are some struggling schools within the Roanoke City system, but that's almost any community, right? Like you're going to have some problems. And if that's the case, they are working hard towards improving those, right? So they've got systems, and they've also got some plans in place to improve those schools that might be struggling right now.
Another con that you may find is that there is a lack of diversity. So go ahead and check that out. Check the stats, see if that aligns with what you're looking for and if it's diverse enough. I will say that I have found the community to be very welcoming, regardless of who, what, where, when, how you are. We have a pretty open arms, welcome community. So there you have it, folks. And if you're thinking about moving to Roanoke City, please schedule a Zoom call and let's talk about you, your family, and your situation.
Yeah, we can help you decide what is the best plan based on your price, your job, your interest, and more.
And our job is to help you find a great home. And if you're worried about the market or interest rates or even appreciation, we encourage you to capitalize on the market now. How can they do that?
Oh, well, so a great idea might be for you to consider, instead of renting where you'll have to move twice, which nobody likes to do that anyway. I mean, you're gonna have to do it anyway. If you do have to do it, consider buying a smaller home, build equity in that one while you get to know the area, and then you can find like that home sweet home. True. And you can use that smaller house as an actual investment property.
Yes.
Or sell it and take the equity out of it.
So hey, if you're looking to move here in the next week, month, or year, give us a call, shoot us a text, or email us, and we'll help you make it as smooth of a move to Roanoke City as possible.
There you go. We'll see you on the next video.